and welcome back for another CottageCutz YouTube video tutorial. This is Marla with Mad About Cards and Crafts, and today I'm bringing you another review from the Black Friday release. There were two bundles. I'm going to share bundle number one with you to give you an idea of the size of some of these items. These are three of the dies that I did not make cards with. I did cut out the pieces, and I am going to share how they fit on an A2 size card panel just so that you get an idea of the size of them. There's my little card panel. The first one that I'm going to show you is the sentiment that says thank you very much. It comes with a large strawberry. All of these dies are with tie rods, so some of the CottageCutz dies do come on a solid plate. This set is actually going to be the tie rods that you'll use some snips to cut them apart. There's this large strawberry, and the sentiment does fit onto the strawberry, but I did want to show you that on this A2 size panel, you certainly could, and excuse my fumbling here, I'm not able to get these pieces together quite as easily. I'm actually going to bring in one of my jewel pickers to help me out because they are so, especially the letters, are so delicate. But the letters, if you wanted to put the sentiment around the strawberry and use the strawberry as your centerpiece without the sentiment on it, that's what I'm trying to show you here very awkwardly, that the thank you is a lot smaller than the berry, which is a printed word, and that word is going to be much larger, and you can put the very much more towards the bottom, so it would say thank you very much around that strawberry, and it would take up a full A2 size card panel if you wanted to use some patterned paper with that. I think that that would be a really cute card idea, or you could use it as it was intended. There are two layers to the greenery where the stem would be, a larger layer, and then there's another one that would go on top of that to give it just a little bit of dimension. Super cute, such a fun little die set, especially when spring starts rolling around. And these bundles are just an amazing, they're 60% off for a short time only, so they're an amazing deal. And if you haven't checked them out, I will have both of the bundle releases in the description box below. So we're going to set this one aside and move on to our second one. Now, the second die is another significant size die. It's called the Vintage Urn with Flowers. This is a beautiful, if you love bouquets, this is a beautiful bouquet. Our designer Christine did create a card with this today, Friday, and I will have that linked. I'll have our Instagram account linked in the description box below so that you can check out her beautiful card. But this comes with many different pieces. There's the base layer to the urn, and then there's going to be a layer that is the bottom, and then there's the pedestal that the urn sits on. So what I'm showing you here is with the urn in the center of an A2 card panel, you can use the leaves and this flower, and you can really build your bouquet that way, or you could move it down, and these stems are longer, so it gives you many options, and you could have a much different look by making each of your flowers and your leaves longer by not tucking them so far into the urn and dropping that urn down onto your card panel. So this again is an A2 size card panel. You can see just how significant the size of that urn is. It is going to be a centerpiece and the star of the show of your card. Now you could use those foliage pieces by themselves, so keep that in mind, that there's more uses than just the urn. Moving on to the strawberry plant, again, another significantly large die. I love these larger ones. It really makes for some quick and easy cards. Not a lot of small pieces to fiddle with. These strawberries come in, I believe, 3 different sizes. and you obviously can place them anywhere that you like. There are some flowers that go along with that. The sentiment from the Thank You Very Much is another one that you could use with this die set. So if you purchase the bundle, you could use the sentiment without the large strawberry and just add it to the strawberry plant, and that would be really pretty. And I'm going to bring that in here right now. There you go. And I'm just showing you that the sentiment, you could surround that strawberry plant with it. I think you could use the strawberry plant all over the background, not just on the center. So kind of build the plants and then strategically put them around that card panel and cut whatever is hanging off the sides. And I think that that would be really pretty. So another one that has a lot of different ways that you can configure it onto your card panel. We also have this vintage mailbox, which is absolutely beautiful. I did put this together. I colored it up in some shades of blue. I added some coral to my flowers, and then I did add a little bit of foam tape between the two layers of the mailbox. What I'm showing you here is that you could have some pretty patterned paper on the background as a border, and then use a solid piece of cardstock that's cut slightly smaller for the focal point for your mailbox, and it's just a beautiful piece. I think if you used an embossing folder and added some embossing to that background, I think that that would add a little bit more character to the card as well. So eventually I'll come back and build that card. I just ran out of time with the Thanksgiving holiday. I had a lot of cleaning and prepping to do. We haven't actually done our Thanksgiving. We're going to do it on Sunday, but it was a busy weekend nonetheless. So here is our garden birds. These are another set of large birds. I'm going to show you the card that I created. So here is the bird that I created as a bluebird. I used some beautiful patterned paper. This is from Tim Holtz, his wallpaper collection. I went with some grays and some taupes, something a little bit more muted so that it would fit in with the winter theme. You can see that I did use the sentiment Winter Wishes, so you could use it in for a winter card, a birthday card. I used the foliage that was from one of the fall die sets that was part of the fall release. And again, the Scrap and Cottage is having a big sale over in their store, not just the Black Friday release, but there are significant discounts on a lot of the CottageCutz products. Here I was just showing you the size of that hummingbird. Absolutely beautiful. I created another card. This one I used the garden window. Now this garden window is very large. You can see that it's probably about, I don't know, 2/3, would you say? About 2/3 the size of an A2 size card panel. So I did go ahead and add some embossing. I used an embossing folder for my background. And then for the window, I cut my window out and colored it black. And then I cut out a solid square or rectangle, and I added that to the background. I only glued the outer edge of the window so that those panes in the center were loose, and that would allow me to add these plants hanging from the window. So these are called, let me see here, I think they're called hanging plants. They do go well. There's a second bundle that has a greenhouse in it, and these would go well in that greenhouse as well. So to make my plants hang a little bit longer, I just took another one of those macrame hangers, and I just cut little pieces of it apart, and then I just glued it to the top right there. I just added it to extend that line that would allow that hanger to be just a little bit longer, allowing me to stagger some of those plants. I used the planter from the garden window to create the little pot that's sitting on the ledge, and then For my cat, I used a little blending brush that I have, this small little blending brush that does allow me to just kind of swipe on some color. I didn't want the kitty cat to be solid, so I just used it with some black soot around the edges. I colored up my pots with some hickory smoke distress ink. For my plants, I used rustic wilderness and twisted citron. And then for the planter box, or for the plant that's sitting on the ledge, I used some, oh, it's called olive something or other for that. And there I'm just showing you all the little pieces so you can see the window is large. The plants are much smaller. It's important for you to know that so that you don't think that those plants are going to take up your entire card. They're really meant to go in the greenhouse or in this window. My final card features several of the new dies. I'm going to start with the Hello Sunshine sentiment. I did put the sun in the corner. I colored up the sun and the word sunshine using scattered straw and fossilized amber. For the word hello, I started with spun sugar, and at the bottom I added some worn lipstick. I added pattern paper to my background for the grounding, and then I did use an arch die. There's a look at the bicycle. So the bicycle again is a little bit on the smaller side, which really allowed me to add a lot of these other pieces to the background. So we have the garden flowers. Those are the beautiful flowers that are standing up behind the bicycle. I used the same color combination. I used some twisted citron. I used some aged mahogany, a little bit of worn lipstick, just to give the plants a little bit more of a variation. I tried to match some of the flowers in the pattern paper, and I just think that this was really pretty. So I'm just going to show you again real quick the other two cards that I created. I will have a close-up of all of the products or all of the cards at the end of this video. I will have links to each of the releases. I hope that this was helpful. I am going to be giving away the window, so the garden window. If you leave a comment, like the video, and make sure that you are a subscriber, you will be entered in my next video for me to give away that garden window. If you were participating in the giveaway in my last video, I was giving away the beautiful fall centerpiece. The winner from that video is Diane Hover 9370. Her name is up on the screen. Diane, I'll have Mary Marsh's information linked in the description box below. Just give her, send her an email, let her know you're the winner, and she will get you your prize. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for watching.